as it is, we'll just start immediately. You are welcome, everyone that has joined us already. Okay, so my name is John Adegbenga Sholari. I'm the lead consultant, Prosperity Properties Limited. With me today is Emmanuel. So I'll let Emmanuel introduce himself. Please, Emmanuel, go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, thank you so much. I'm Emmanuel Adewale, the lead consultant of Third Homes. Today, as you all know, avoiding scam in real estate. And here with me is Mr. John, is an expert in the industry too, and the CEO of Prosperity Homes. So I believe that tonight we all will learn a lot on how to avoid scam in the real estate industry. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. So this is something we've been planning to discuss together so that our prospects and clients can, learn from this. A lot of people are making millions and billions from real estate investments, despite the scam, right? Yeah. So, Emmanuel, what would you say these individuals that are investing in real estate and having their funds secured, multiplying, yielding return on investment for them without being scammed or defrauded? How do you think they have been doing this? What would you say they are doing right?
I think one big thing they did right was actually when they want to invest, they didn't go to any body to just invest. They went with a professional and licensed consultant or an agent. So that actually minimized their error. Because if you just go to anybody on the street to say, okay, I want to buy property, the errors will be more. But when you go to a professional, you know that they understand and know what they are doing, what they intake in that industry. So for you to be a professional and licensed person means that you've gone through the processes and understand the process of acquiring a property. So those people now, when they want to buy a property, they went to a professional, not just to any quack out there. So that's actually saved them a lot. And though some of the time when they go through that procedure now, some people think that okay, it will cost them more money. But actually it's saving you more money in the sense. Because professionals already know what's obtainable in any location you want to buy property. So, but the other people now might tell you, okay, property, okay, this location, you know that the property is worth 100 million. And somebody just a professional tell you that in that location, I can get a property of 70 million now. And you'll be like, okay, I can save 30 million, not knowing that you're actually losing 70 million.
Yeah.
So when you go to a professional, it actually save you more time, more resources, and you can guarantee that that property will yield amazing return. That's just one of the benefits. And while other people that follow the due process enjoy the benefit at the long run.
Thank you. So most times, apart from ensuring you get proper guidance, right? Professional consulting from a realtor, a licensed realtor, a seasoned broker. One other thing is the market research, because to not get your fingers burnt, you have to do market research yourself as an investor in real estate. It's amazing how at times people go to the markets to buy things and they don't stop at one place. They move around to price, smaller things that are not as costly as, real estate. They move around and they want to compare price. A lot of the times, the reason why they move around to compare price is to be able to ascertain that, okay, I'm not being cheated, or that price is worth the value of that item or that product. So the same thing applies to real estate. For example, you need to do your market research. Now, so in the same location, say for example, Orchid, say 3-bedroom terrace duplex. Now, the 3-bedroom terrace, say they give you for 50 million in that particular location. Then from another seller or developer, you are getting it for say 30 million. And those ones are even saying bring 2 years installment payments. So if you do research, market research, you are diligent about your market research, that alone will help you to be able to use pricing to authenticate, right, the value, the offer that you are being given. That is very, very, very important. So another thing, what do you think then about, apart from professional help, what other information do you think individuals that want to invest in real estate whatever step do they need to take about authenticating ownership of the property that they want to buy or that is being marketed to them?
Basically, we've mentioned the professional aspect, and you actually gave us the second point, which is very needed, because you must do your market visibility study to know what's obtainable in every location. But another thing that they must also ensure is that you must also visit that property yourself. Don't just say, okay, I know this place. No, visit it yourself. Know the seller. Who is actually the seller? That most of the time, those people that go through the shortcut means they go through a money leg, they get themselves burnt because they say, okay, a money leg can sell something, but you actually know the real owner. So, but for professionals now, some of them that are brokers now, they deal with companies in known face that, okay, if anything happens now, I know this is their office. So I know how to get in touch with them. I know their email. Okay, maybe you can even go ahead to know, okay, have they even done any project before? So with that now, you are rest assured that you are dealing with people that they are actually doing the business. If anything happens, you know how to get in touch with them. So proper way to not get scammed is now, you must know what you want to buy and who is selling to you.
All right, thank you. So what you are saying is that for you to know the owner, is important also for you to inspect.
Yeah.
Inspection is key. So let's say this. Let me add this, Emmanuel. One thing is certain, that inspection will always save you a lot of headache. So I have a client that is in diaspora. The client is in the USA. Yeah, she has got some land from us, and she wanted to buy 3-bedroom bungalow somewhere in Abi, Georgia area by a reputable company. In every sense, that company is reputable. So she said, I don't market for that company anyway. So she just called me and told me that, okay, she this is a relationship that has transcended from business. It has become so cordial that she even tells me personal things about herself. So she told me to go to that place and inspect for her. On getting to the location exists very well. But on getting to the location, I met soldiers, heavily armed. And I was wondering, okay, what's happening here? I met, but these soldiers, no mopo, heavily armed. So I stepped back. So I went beside and asked one woman selling cement around that location. I said, ma'am, sorry, this place, is it owned by this so company? She said, yes, it's supposed to be owned by that company. But that there is an issue between the brothers that have ownership of that place. I said, okay. So she said no, but that the company that bought the land is legit. In fact, she told me about some of the properties they have developed in that area, right? So inspecting is very important. When you go to somebody's property, that the owner of the property usually will have people around, monitoring that place for him or her, or might be living close by. So if you inspect, if he or she feels you are trespassing, before you know it, you will see them there. So inspection is very, very key. Very, very key. So that's very important. At the end of the day, the woman did not subscribe, for that bungalow. The payment plan that was suggested to her was 24 months. So eventually, she did not subscribe. I mean, this is a bungalow that was going for, I think, 54 million naira, if I'm correct. They are fully detached at that particular location. So if we didn't inspect, she would have committed funds to that, and then stories will happen, right? So inspection is very key. That is one area that we must look at. So how about so there is this thing people talk about, survey. That is amazing at times that people will give you survey, and in that survey you have coordinates that covers a particular portion of land. It's legit, it's valid, but at times they design the survey in such a way that it covers other portion of land that coordinate does not cover. And they are using that legit survey, that's when you check the coordinate, to sell other parcel of land around that location. So how would you advise that people can solve that?
Basically how you can actually solve that is to do your proper due diligence. You must do your due diligence before committing yourself into any property. So because due diligence saves you from those mess in the industry. We have a lot of mess in the industry, as you rightly said. that, okay, what they actually gave you is not the right thing. You know, so if actually they are doing it properly now, you can actually just get your coordinates and you can get your exact location anywhere. But
Thank
to
you.
get it now, you now got it's not the real thing. So the proper due diligence needs to be done, and when it's done from a reputable company, and also our advice when you are dealing with professionals, if you are not really sure, you can. We have like the Lagos State government, you can actually go there if you have your coordinator to confirm.
Thank you.
So for we professionals now, some of us we have, aside working with broker companies, we have our own lawyers that we still work with. So if you are not, if you are like, okay, I think earlier today, I went out to see a property, and we needed to do a proper due diligence before we commit our time in promoting such property. So those are the things that is needed for you to avoid scam in this, for you to avoid being scammed, I mean, in the industry.
All right, thank you. So what Emmanuel is saying is that, guys, if you want to be sure that even the survey that you have been given has the proper coordinate for the land that they want to sell for you, you might not necessarily work with that coordinate. You can take your own surveyor to the land. The surveyor can pick the coordinates of that land, and then it can be checked in the surveyor general's office. So every land in a particular state has the survey in the surveyor general's office. So if they tabulate, I mean, if they compute it, there is a way they log in the coordinates, if it has been digitized, like it has been done in Lagos, that the land, the results will show you if that land is committed. If it's a land under acquisition, right? If it's freehold, right? You know, and all of that. Now, another thing is authenticating titles, right? Authenticating titles. So survey is not really a title. I hope people will know this. So what that means, when we say survey is not a title, the survey is not a title, what we mean, I think we should explain this to them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we mean is that, yes, that land really may be a land that is free of all form of encumbrance. You have picked the coordinate, is free from all form of encumbrance, but it might not have the right title, or the person that wants to sell may not be the one with the right title to that land. So you also have to check the authenticity of the title document on that land. So a title document can be C of O, can be governor consent, can be excision, can be gazette, right? So which families are the actual rightful owners of this land? Who is currently the rightful owner of a particular land? And then you can do that when you get to the Ministry of Lands, right? So you can check. Now, as a buyer, there are two main ways you can acquire real estate. So this is for all our prospect clients, everyone interested in investing in real estate. The number one way is you are buying from individuals, right? Number two, you are buying from a company. Now, okay, somebody is asking a question. Someone says, so do you advise we don't market a property with registered survey just to be on a safe side? Somebody just has a question, ask that question. Because this is a discussion, I think we can attempt to answer that question. Manuel, would you want to go for it first?
Over to you, sir. Just handle it.
All right. So now, if you have a registered survey, that you have a registered survey indicates that there is no encumbrance on that land. The government usually, because you get the registered survey from Surveyor General Office, the Surveyor General Office will not issue a registered survey if there is an encumbrance on the land. You will never get it. But that does not make it a title.
Yeah.
What that just guarantees is that government does not have any headache with you on that land, right? But it doesn't mean that it has been regularized. For you to regularize a land, right? What that means is that you have taken the appropriate step to acquire the proper titles issued, any of the proper titles issued by the state for that particular land. For example, like as I mentioned, gazette, excision, certificate of occupancy or right of occupancy, depending on the state. Some other states use other would I say semantic, other title. Okay, so another title that governor consent. Governor consent. So there is a relationship between, of course, governor consent and CFO, for example. So your governor consent, you are regularizing a land that someone already has the CFO to. So let's say you get for someone that has a CFO, then you regularize to have your own governor's consent. So I believe we have answered that question. Yes, you can market a property with registered survey. I also always advise my own prospective clients that they will still regularize that property in their name to have the appropriate government title for land ownership, right? Registered survey, the essence of survey, apart from letting you know if there is an encumbrance on it or not, is to also point you to the geolocation and size of your property. I hope you understand what that means. Geolocation and size of your property. So what is the position of your land on net, right? So that's what your survey will tell you. What is the orientation of your land to other plots or parcels close to it? It will always also show you the main road, the position of your land to the main road. You will never see a survey where you will just see only the plot size. It will always link it to a road. So you can have a mental understanding of, okay, oh, this is this road, and this is how close my land is to this particular road. So that is really the essence of a survey. Is not to ascertain that a land truly belongs to you. For you to ascertain that a land truly belongs to you, you have to regularize that land to get the appropriate titles that government issues for that land. And those are the titles that I've mentioned, right? Okay. So that's that. I believe we have approached that question. And fact real estate has said thank you. That means we have dealt with that. Okay, so there are some other steps one can take in due diligence, people. There are some other steps you need to take in due diligence. It depends on how much you are willing to spend or the extent you are willing to go. A lot of the time is dependent on how much you are parting with to acquire that land or that property. Now, the higher the amount you are parting with, the more effort you have to put into due diligence, right? So apart from checking with the Ministry of Lands, checking at the Surveyor General Office, at times you also need to check at the court. Because yes, the CFO may be legit. The survey has shown that it's not equivalence, right? But there might be litigation on that land. That may be legal issue. The person you are buying from, even though he's giving you a copy of the document which is valid, may not be the rightful seller, because there should be a rightful seller to a land. For example, if you are buying a family land, there are people that the law gives the power to sign and cede that land to you in exchange for your money. For example, the head of family must sign, the rightful head of family must sign, that's recognized by the family, and the rightful secretary must sign. These two must sign if you are buying land from the family to authenticate the deed of assignments that the family will give to you. Yes, the law recognizes deed of assignment, and you need to also seal this, register it with the government to make it a legal document. And that's one mistake that a lot of us make. We get deed of assignment. A lawyer, that's a word that is used for it. I've forgotten that word. When the lawyer put their seal on it, it's called that is a term that is used for it. And it goes beyond there. Such deed of assignment should be registered with the government to become a legally binding agreement, right? Really recognized in court if there's going to be a litigation in the future on such purchase. Of course, you also must get your family receipt, which is very important. You must get your family receipt. So that is in authenticating or verifying ownership of the land. You inspect, you check title documents, you check You collect family receipts if you are buying from family. Of course, you get receipt from anybody, whether family, from individual, from company, right? All right. So I believe that was appropriately handled, Manuel.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was appropriate. So part of due diligence too at times require that you check with CAC to
Yes.
see if that land, if you are buying from a company, if it has not been used for the venture. So all of this, you have to, in all of it, to save yourself the headache, like Emmanuel rightfully said, the most important thing is for you to be smart with your spending. Don't think you can do all these things yourself. Don't think you can do them by yourself. So engage. That is what is the most important thing. Engage trusted, reliable real estate broker, a realtor, a real estate agent, right? And that's what we do. Emmanuel and I, that's what we do. And then okay, so if you are going for a land, a good way to also notice scammer is that they are pushing you, they are pestering you. The pressure is much. Pay. They are pestering you to pay. They are avoiding inspection. They are quick to sealing that transaction without doing the necessary requisite paperwork, for such transactions. You understand? So it's one of the ways that you will know that too. Okay, so I think we've been able to, and if you need more of this help, you can contact me. You can contact Emmanuel. Okay, Realtor Sam. Okay, Sam, my friend is here. He said due diligence is highly important in real estate. Very important, very important in real estate. Thank you so much for joining Fab Real Estate. Thank you so much for joining Father Owns Sand Investments. Realtor of Lagos, Nigeria joined. Thank you so much for joining, Realtor Sam. Thank you, my dear friend. Beams, darling, thank you for joining. G Rosie, thank you for joining. RJ Spoon, thank you for joining. G Rosie, okay, I've seen you. Abiola Adetunji, my dear friend, thank you for joining. Yeah, I've mentioned Father. And okay, so for all of our viewers that will be seeing the videos, take your time to go through them. Action the things that we have talked about. Number one, for the ownership of that property. Check for ownership. Yeah. So ownership, checking for ownership, receipt of transaction on that property, deed of assignment, check with Ministry of Lands, check with Surveyor General's office, right? It's important. Then you can also visit that location, visit the location, ask questions around, like I did for my clients. I got the accurate information from a cement seller close to that proposed location. Till now, as at the last time I checked, there was still litigation issue on that land. Funny enough, they are brothers, siblings, same father, same mother. The land is rightfully the family's own, but they are both claiming ownership to certain size of the land. And then it's still there. The fight is still there. But I was able to save my clients. So you go for inspection, don't be penny wise and pounds foolish. The amount you spend to engage the service, the consultation of a real estate broker, a seasoned, reliable, and efficient real estate broker, is not the same that you might lose if the deal goes south. All right. I think all right.
As you said earlier, any deal that is too good to be just avoid or do your due diligence. Most of the time, people, when those scammers actually want you to pay, they want you to wire it with them, or they are actually sending you personal account details. So before you actually send money to, most of us here, we don't actually collect money from buyers that if you send money to our account. No, you send it to a corporate account.
Thank you. Thank you for that point. Yeah. So most of the time, yeah, except if like we have our companies, because at times we must also say this: the client has given the company the mandate to sell.
Mm.
A legal agreement has been made between the brokerage firm and the seller, right? Now,
Yes.
in that case, payment can be made to the company's account, not the individual account. For example, my name is John Sholan. You won't pay into my personal account. You will pay to Prosperum Properties Limited account. I went through a lot before our banker would register us. We got school certificate as a special unit for money laundering, against money laundering, something like that. We got that certificate, of course, the CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission certificate, along with so many other certificates, and then a lot of background checks for those of us that are directors of that company. A lot. So you pay to that. So we are transacting. That's mandate to sell. Is authority, a legal authority that a company or the owner of a property gives a brokerage firm to sell on their behalf. So you can transfer that money to the brokerage firm.
When at a you're on this call with us now, our advice, never you take money from your clients, allowing them to pay directly to your bank account.
Yeah.
Because in the case of fraud, if they are not doing a background check and they see that the person transfer money into your account, definitely you'll be arrested too. Yeah. That's one of the ways to protect yourself. So even if you're a record now, you're with us on this call. If a client is telling you, I want to pay into your account, no, tell them to pay directly into the company's account. So if anything happens, maybe you committed crime, financial crime, and maybe if they are coming after him, they won't come after you. They will go to the company direct. So if you are dealing with anybody, also save yourself as a record on this call now. Don't allow anybody to pay into your private account.
Thank you. So you save yourself through that means. Okay. So I think let's call it a day today. Our plan was to spend 20 minutes. And as it is, we have spent 36 or 37 minutes. Okay. So let's see, if you have a question, you can just drop that question. So in the next 5 minutes, let's use that, Abby. So we have addressed some questions. If you have a question, please let us know. Do you have any question you'd like to ask us? Anybody? Okay, so if you'll be watching this video later and you have any question that you would like to ask us, please feel free to DM us or to call us. My own number is 08063016234. Manet, you want to share your number?
Okay, mine is 08100451666. It's on the comment. Okay. I just drop it on the comment.
Okay, so I think I should drop mine too, right? So
yes,
let's put it in the international form.
Okay.
I advise that you do the same too. So that's my number. So we hope this has been helpful. Take care of yourself. We'll see you later. We'll be discussing more aspects of real estate investment. Thank you. Take care and enjoy your day. Bye.